Welcome, welcome. Who is excited to be here today? Type in the comments, I'm excited. Welcome, welcome. We have a lot of people from around the world. I'm Coach Deb, and I'm excited for today's show with Steve Olsher because I've always known him to be an early adopter, and he's predicted trends. He's talked about podcasting a long time ago, telling you to start a podcast. And those of you who started one are super grateful to Steve Olsher. And today he's going to talk about audio domination and the rise of audio apps and why you want to get started today without delay. I did not mean to rhyme that. So let me introduce our speaker today, our honored guest, Steve Olsher. He's been an entrepreneur for 30 years, creating 4 multi-million-dollar businesses, including liquor.com. And as a trendsetter and early adopter, he joined Clubhouse early on and then started Club Pod, which is now the largest podcast club on Clubhouse with 53,000 members. So excited to have him here today. And I'm honored to introduce to you Steve Olsher, the founder and editor-in-chief of Podcast Magazine. Big round of applause, stand up, big standing ovation. And here is Steve Olsher. Let me hand over the mic. Yay!
You better do it. Better if you unclip it from there than if I do. That would not go over well at home. All righty, let's get to rocky and rolling here. Hold that thought. Okay, hopefully you can hear me okay. All right, let me do this. I want to make sure you guys can hear me and see me okay. So just give me a yes in the box if you can hear me and see me okay. Well, that would be that slide. There we go. All right, sweet. Good. Okay, so you can hear me, you can see me okay. Hi. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in the world. Good to have you here. Really awesome to see you. I'm super excited. Yes, we're going to be using the Q&A. That's exactly, that's exactly where we're going to be doing this, right? So if you have comments, you have questions, use the Q&A box. You guys have all got it. Sweet. Crowd goes wild. Thanks, Mark. That's awesome. All right. So welcome to Audio Domination. I am Steve Olsher, founder, editor-in-chief of Podcast Magazine, entrepreneur for 30 plus years, creator of liquor.com, and also the creator now of Club Pod, as Deb said, which is the largest podcast-specific club on Clubhouse. And I'm super excited to have you here with us today as we look at this, what I'm calling the untapped gold mine of opportunity, and this new gold mine of opportunity that we're looking at in ways that, frankly, I haven't seen anything like this in the better part of a decade. So I'm super excited to share what we've learned and really be able to help you take advantage of the opportunity here at hand. And so what we're going to be doing today is we're going to really just dig in and look at how you can leverage the power of social audio to generate income and impact literally at the speed of your voice. And so if you're a coach or an author or a speaker or a podcaster or a business owner, as a matter of fact, give me a sense of what you guys are doing right now. Which of these categories are you in? Are you a coach or an author or a speaker, podcaster, consultant, business owner? Probably all of us are business owners, right? But give me a sense. I'm just curious who is here and what you guys are doing. If we've never met before, I really do like to keep things very interactive. As a matter of fact, thank you for that. Educator, coaches, podcasters, coach, business. Okay, got it. There. So across the board, lots of different industries are represented. Let me ask you a question. If this is your first time ever meeting me and we've never been in contact before, you've never seen me present or you've never seen me on stage, just type the word me in the box. So I'm just curious if this is the first time that we have ever met. Wow, lots of you. Okay. Wow. Okay. Awesome. Well, then welcome. It's good having you here and it's really great to meet you. I'm looking forward to spending some ample time here with you and answering your questions. I always leave time at the end for Q&A. I will try to keep my eyes on the box as we go through here, but I may miss some questions. So if you've got a really important question that you definitely want answered, make sure you just write it down or copy and paste it and keep it somewhere, because I'll try to get to as many as I can, but I might miss it. But at the end, I'll definitely leave ample time for Q&A. Okay, deal? All right, sweet. So if you're a coach or an author, podcaster, speaker, holistic practitioner, business owner, etc., let me ask you this. Would you agree that marketing nowadays kind of sucks. I mean, from the standpoint of like, it just seems like it's increasingly complicated, right? And just there's so many moving parts, and trying to reach those that you are most compelled to serve seems harder and harder. Give me a yes in the box if you agree with this, right? It just seems like marketing today is increasingly complicated, perhaps more so than it's ever been. Okay, so a lot of you guys are feeling that way. Yeah, for sure. And even perhaps that, like kind of like the louder that you yell and the more that you try to garner attention, the less that people seem to pay attention, right? Yeah, okay, a lot of you guys as well. And that, and maybe you feel this way, maybe you don't. If you do, I'd love to hear it in the box. But do you feel like there are just more and more people, or at least seemingly nowadays, there are more and more people who are out there kind of in that same game as you are, all of them with their hands kind of, reaching out and trying to grab the same attention and saying similar things and maybe doing similar things? Yeah, okay. So a lot of you guys feel that way as well. I get it. Yeah, me too. And that perhaps you kind of feel like the world's best kept secret. Like, you have an amazing mission. You have an amazing message to share. That you can legitimately help people, but you're just having trouble reaching them, and other people are getting all the attention, and you just aren't, for whatever reason. Just give me the word secret in the box if you kind of feel like the world's best kept secret in this moment. Yeah, okay. Yeah, absolutely. So let me ask you this. So what if it was possible for you to generate all the visibility, all of the highly targeted leads, and all of the revenue that your business needs, and you could do it in a way that was fun, kind of like, playing in the ball pit in the days of old, or just kind of playing around in the sandbox? So what if it could be fun? And what if generating all the visibility that your business needs, and all the leads that you need, and all the revenue that you need, could be simple, right? Kind of like going back to the old days, reminds me of the older days of just sitting around and talking, being at the dinner table, being in the park, and just, hanging out and just talking and sharing what you do in a real, raw, authentic way. And people that resonated with your message would want to do business with you, and people that didn't, well, they just didn't. But it was simple, and it was fun, and it was easy. There were no complicated online funnels with all of these moving parts. You didn't have to worry about this sort of setup with video and just, all the complications that seem to go hand in hand with what it takes to create online today. So how different would your life and your business be if this process was easy? Meaning it was easy for you to generate all the visibility and leads and revenue that you want and that you need. And what if you could do this in a way that just absolutely felt like, well, God, for once and for all, I can do this without all the craziness of the tech, or worrying about, Wi-Fi. How's my Wi-Fi connection, and what's going to happen, or having to do my hair and my makeup and just put on airs to try to impress people, and finally get the results that you're looking for, and really be able to focus on just what it is that you love and what it is that puts fire in your soul, and make all of this happen in less than 1 hour a day. Do I have your attention? Are you excited? Does this sound like something that you would want to learn more about? Well, if so, then great, because you're in the right place. And that's my plan today, is to show you how to generate all of the visibility, all of the leads, all of the revenue that your business needs in a fun, simple, and easy way that harkens back to the days of old, where all you really have to do is just talk, and all that magic happens. If that sounds good for you, just type the words "I'm in" the box. Give me an "I'm in" the box if that sounds good for you today, because that's what we're going to be covering. All right, sweet. Yeah, good. Thank you for those of you who are all in. And by the way, if we were live and we were in person, I'd be able to see you. You'd be able to, just share. I'd catch your eye. Like, you'd be here, and I'd get your energy right here in front of me. When we do this online, it's a little trickier, right? So my energy comes from the box. So throw the comments in the box, and that's how I know you're engaged. That's how I know I'm reaching you. That's how I know this is resonating with you. And that's where I get my energy from. So thank you for that. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today, is how to make all of that happen, leveraging the power of social audio. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with social audio, basically we're talking about platforms like Clubhouse, platforms like Twitter Spaces, platforms like Fireside Chat. And maybe actually, let me ask you a question. How many of you guys right now are on Clubhouse or Twitter Spaces or Fireside Chat? Just give me a yes in the box if you're on one of those platforms right now. I want to see how many of you guys are. Lots of all-ins and I'm-ins. Thank you for that. Okay, so yeah, so a lot of you are already on these platforms. Great. Awesome. And for those of you who aren't and you're going, what the hell is this? Is this like the real deal? Is this something I really need to be paying attention to? The answer is yes. Social audio is new, but it's here to stay. And it's something that is, I mean, literally in front of our eyes, this whole new industry is being developed. And, you know, when people like Mark Zuckerberg say, I want to treat audio like this first class medium and go in all in on it. And when Twitter, Spaces, when Twitter launches Twitter Spaces, and when Clubhouse goes from a $1 billion valuation to a $4 billion valuation in just a matter of a month, I mean, this is something that we all need to be paying attention to. This is real, and we are very much in the embryonic stages of this whole new industry being developed, which is why I'm so excited. And as Deb said, you know, I really pride myself on getting in on things really, really early. We launched a store on CompuServe's Electronic Mall in 1993. That's how long I've been online. If you guys remember CompuServe or AOL or Prodigy, or like getting the disc at the grocery store and putting it in your computer, right? Like that's how long I've been online. I haven't been this excited about a new industry, a new opportunity, probably since that day of getting that disc at the grocery store and popping it in the computer and going, what is this? Like, this is a whole new world, like so crazy, right? But yeah, this is something that we really need to be paying attention to. And also the fact that you're here right now, hearing my voice, means that you have the opportunity to get in on this before literally anyone else, right? Because even Clubhouse, which is kind of the leader of the pack, if you will, even Clubhouse is still in beta, believe it or not, which a lot of people don't realize. It's still in beta, which means it's still in those embryonic stages and literally just right at the starting line. And now that they raised such a huge round of funding, you're going to see those numbers and the features and everything else just start to really skyrocket. So I'm really glad you're here, and I'm going to teach you all about this opportunity. And what I want to share with you is that part of the reason why social audio is blowing up in the way that it is, and it's attracting the attention of Zuckerberg and Mark Cuban and so many others, is because this is a really sticky medium. And in the world of technology, when they talk about sticky, what they're talking about is a high degree of engagement, a lot of time spent on the platform. And so what we know today is that getting people's attention and keeping people's attention is harder than ever. It's so hard right now to be able to cut through the noise. And how about you? I mean, do you feel that way? Is it harder for you than ever to cut through the noise and get people's attention, for people to know who you are and understand your mission, understand your message, and to come into your world and into your ecosystem? Are you finding it harder? I mean, I know for us, not only were we finding it to be harder because of more competition, but increasingly expensive. All of our Facebook ad costs have gone up, our Google cost ads have gone up, our YouTube ads. I mean, like all of the costs have gone up. And the problem is, not only have our costs gone up, but the amount of attention, the amount of time that we're able to keep people engaged has been going down as well, until this world of social audio landed on all of our plates. Now, if you look here at the bottom, what you'll see is a very interesting statistic. This is a screenshot of screen time on an Apple user's iPhone. What do you see there at the bottom? That huge number of 5 hours and 16 minutes. 5 hours and 16 minutes is the amount of time that this user spent on Clubhouse on that particular day. We haven't seen anything like this perhaps ever, outside of, maybe people watching Netflix or sitting in front of their television. That's why so much money is being poured into the space. That's why you should be really excited about this opportunity, and hopefully as excited as I am. And so today, my goal is to teach you how to take advantage of this new opportunity. I'm going to teach you about what I call the audio domination profit path. And there's 6 steps on the audio domination profit path, and I'm going to teach you about those here today. Now, if you stay until the end, one of the things that I love doing on our webinars is I love giving stuff away. And so we're going to have some awesome prizes for those who stick around to the end, including we're going to be giving away a feature in Podcast Magazine. I'm going to be giving away an appearance on my top-rated podcast, Reinvention Radio. I'm going to be giving away my favorite blue microphone. I'm going to give away a Clubhouse stage. You're going to join me on stage in Club Pod. And the grand prize winner today is going to get a full page ad in Podcast Magazine. Now, just actually out of curiosity, if you've seen Podcast Magazine or you've read it or at least you've heard of it, just type the word pod in the box right now for me. I'm just curious if you guys are familiar with Podcast Magazine. Okay, good. A lot of you guys are. Sweet. So that's going to be the grand prize. And it's a $6,000 value. We sell full page ads for $6,000. So somebody's going to get a full page ad in the magazine. I'm excited to give that away as well. All right, so stick around to the end. We're going to give away these prizes. Pay close attention. Typically, when I give away prizes, I refer back to something in the presentation. So definitely get a pen and a paper and keep some notes, or keep a type file somewhere nearby so you can keep some notes on this, okay? That's how I determine who wins the prizes, typically as I harken back to some of the things that we talked about in the presentation. So let's look at where we are right now, okay? And the fact of the matter is that in the last 90 days, the rules of the game in terms of the world of marketing and online business, et cetera, have really changed. And so the pendulum, if you will, has kind of swung back into the favor of what I am now calling the micro-influencer. And this is really the dawn of the micro-influencer. This is the opportunity for everyday people just like you, who don't have huge followings, don't have millions of people on Instagram or millions of people on Facebook or these, huge followings, et cetera. They don't have all of that. And yet, it's the micro-influencer, the person that the world hasn't heard from a billion times, that for the first time in a long time has the ability to reach those that they are most compelled to serve in a fast, simple, easy way that allows them to connect in a much deeper level than any of the traditional social media channels have ever allowed for. And so what's really interesting is that in this world of social audio, you don't have to be one of those gurus or one of those influencers to find huge success. You don't need to be famous. You don't need to be a best-selling author. You don't need to be a TED talker. You don't need to have a big email list. You don't need to have a big social media following, as I was saying, or a high traffic website, or be a marketing wizard, or have all this fancy technology. The only thing that you need really to be successful in this world of social audio and to become influential and to grow your business is this, which is, of course, your mouth, a big mouth. But you also need a message and you need a microphone. So you need the 3 M's, a mouth, a message, and a microphone. So type 3M in the box if you have all of those things. If you have a mouth, a message, and a microphone, type 3M in the box for me right now, because that's all you need to really crush it in this world of social audio. Absolutely. Yeah, for sure you do. And what I love most about this world of social audio and this developing industry is that you don't need to have these fancy setups. You don't need to have, a mansion that you shoot all your videos in. You don't need to have, these cars that are exotic and you're driving around looking like this, that, or the other. All you need is the phone that's in your hand, and you show up in a raw and real and authentic way. Because the beautiful thing about social audio is that there are no chat features, right? So there are no trolls, no likes, no dislikes, no back and forth going on, with people saying God knows what to God knows who. You can't hide behind just some high value production. People connect with you simply through the words that come out of your mouth. And you can't fake authenticity. You just can't. Not when it's just your voice. You can kind of fake it when you've got distracting things going on, but when it's just your voice and you're just sharing from your heart, people are going to connect with you on a deep level. And that's what happens in the world of social audio. And so that's why, really, for the first time in a long time, everyday people who have zero following elsewhere are finding massive success in the world of social audio, because you just show up as who you are. And that's what people resonate with. Those are the people that find the most success on these platforms. So if you can be raw and you can be real and you can be authentic, give me an RRA in the box. RRA. If you can show up being raw and real and authentic, give me an RRA in the box. Yeah, absolutely. And if you can show up in that way, you can win. And that's what I'm here today to show you about. What I love so much about social audio is that it really does fit seamlessly into your life. You get to decide how much you want to play, when you want to play, from where you want to play, and what you want to say and what you want to focus on. It is 100% up to you. You set the rules. You set the rules of the game. And this is a dramatic shift from anything that we have seen in the better part of a decade. So speaking of a decade, 2020, right? That's either the end of the decade or the beginning of a decade. I never can remember. But regardless, it was an interesting year, to say the least, for all of us, and of course me and my team included. And I will say that, it was a very challenging year. In so many ways. We don't have to go too deep into why that is. You know why that is. And at the same token, in terms of it being a very challenging year, it was also a very interesting year, as our business moved from kind of what we were doing to what it is that we now have to do. And in February of 2020, we launched Podcast Magazine. And so who would have known that in March of 2020, the whole world would have shifted? But launching Podcast Magazine is it's one of those crown jewels in my career trajectory, my sort of that path that I've taken along my career. And I'm super proud of what my team and I have been able to do here with the magazine, and being able to shed light on the world of podcasts and podcast culture and the industry of podcasting in ways that frankly had never been done before. Our goal originally out of the gate was to kind of create the Rolling Stone, if you will, of, for music, of the podcast industry, kind of what Vanity Fair did for celebrity, or what Wired did for technology, what Sports Illustrated did for sports. That was our goal with Podcast Magazine. And fortunately, we found really great success in being able to sit down with people like Glenn and Katie and Jenna and Adam Carolla and many, many others. And over the years, we've done a number of events, and many of you are saying you're meeting me here for the first time. So what you may not know is that we've been doing live events for years, including the New Media Summit, which is an event that we did starting in 2017, where we gave people the opportunity to take center stage and to pitch leading podcasters on who they are and what they do. And they would literally get booked on the spot. And that event was responsible for over 10,000 bookings. We stopped counting around 10,000 over the years. But obviously, when everything shut down, we had just launched Podcast Magazine. It was a great compliment to what we were doing with the New Media Summit, the live events. Then everything shut down. So we had to move into, of course, the world of virtual, just like many of you have had to do. And we did our best, right, to do what we needed to do. But as we started moving through the year, and I turned 50, and just, with the challenges of what was going on, and even just looking at my kids, as my kids started getting much older, my youngest just turned 14, my older boy turned 17, and my wife and I are going to be married almost 25 years now. And as I just really started to look at where my family was going, where I was going, and what I was doing, and knowing that my wife had a dream of her own. And it was always my hope to be able to help her bring her dreams to fruition, of course, as well. And so we ended up trying to move things forward here with opening up her own mortuary. And so if you're going, what is this? My wife is a funeral director and embalmer, and it's always been part of her dream to have her own place. And so we bought a building here in San Diego, and we are actually in the process of opening up the first new mortuary to be built in San Diego in over 60 years. But with the pandemic and the city shutting down and everything else, I mean, 2020 was just such a trying year, trying to get our permits and trying to get construction going and this, that, and the other. And needless to say, it became a year, especially as I hit the fourth quarter of the year, it became just a really interesting time of reflection. Just type the word reflection in the box if you found yourself really reflecting on what is most important to you and how you want to move things forward in 2021 and beyond, whether it's in your personal life or with your business, etc. Yeah, right. I mean, definitely, I get it, and that's where it was and still is, right? For me now is really just in this period of reflection and trying to figure out what makes the most sense for me to do as I look at this second half, if you will, of my life, and ultimately how that all ties back to business, right? Because 2020 was a year of reflection in terms of figuring out, like, well, what do we want to actually do here? How can we truly impact those that we are most compelled to serve, but do so in a way that is faster and simpler and easier and just feels more aligned with who we really are? And as we're sitting here contemplating what do we want to do in 2021 and beyond with our business, this really interesting opportunity came across my desk. And that interesting opportunity was something called Clubhouse. Now, I wasn't familiar with Clubhouse before December of 2020. So as we're sitting here planning out 2021, all of a sudden in December, Clubhouse crosses my desk. And I'm going, well, this is pretty interesting. I knew nothing about it. I mean, I was scared. This is one of those things where I was just like, oh God, I don't know what I'm doing, right? Let me just dip my toe in the water and see what this feels like. And I dipped my toe in the water. I was like, ooh, this water is warm. So let me put my foot in. And then, well, yeah, I was supposed to write a book in December, and I got all in on Clubhouse really, really quickly. And what I will tell you is that it completely shifted our thinking in terms of what's possible, because building a following of almost 33,000 followers in this short of a period of time and creating a club with over 50,000 members and followers in that short of a period of time, and then having people, reach out to me and saying, geez, Steve, look at Club Pod, which is the club that we created. And now, it's got all of this, how are you doing what you're doing, right? I mean, people like Billie Jean and Pat Flynn and Michael Stelzner and Johnny Lee Dumas and Mario Armstrong and Amy Porter all reaching out and saying, Steve, what are you doing here, right? I mean, you can see they all follow me. You can see it there on the screen, right? So what are you doing? We want to be involved with this. Tell me more. Amy wanted to come on and do a lunch with the legends with us. Tim Story, who's Oprah's personal coach, etc. All of these people started coming to us and saying, Steve, what are you doing and how are you doing it? And I turned to my team and I said, you know what? We need to do something here. Like this is the most fun that I have had in a long time, because I just show up in a raw, real, authentic way and just talk, and leads and revenue starts flowing in, and then my credibility and my authority and my status continues to build, and people that I know and respect are now coming to me and saying, how are you doing this? What's going on? And I said to my team, we need to do something now, not wait, but give people the opportunity today to get in on this and show them what we are doing so that they can be in these embryonic stages with us in the development of this industry, just like we are. And so that's what we did, is literally just not terribly long ago, we decided to say, you know what? Forget about what we were going to do. We're going to scrap all that. And we're going to go all in here in the world of social audio. And part of the reason why I'm so excited about this world of social audio is because it's accessible for everyone, because it's 100% free. All of the leads that you generate, all of the visibility that you generate, all of the revenue that you generate, it all comes to you for free. outside of a bit of your time, there are no costs. It is accessible to everyone simply on their phone. Yes, we're going to get into the Android versus Apple discussion. I'll explain that here in a minute. But the reality is the ROI is exponential because it costs you nothing to be able to track those people that you are most compelled to serve and then bring them into your ecosystem. And what I am going to show you today is one of our strategies. We got lots of strategies, but one of our specific strategies for bouncing people off of Clubhouse and the social audio platforms into your ecosystem. So type the word bounce into the box for me, because that's the word that I want you to remember. Because the game is won, not just in terms of what happens on the platform, but ultimately when you bounce those folks into your ecosystem, so that then you can begin developing a real relationship with them, indoctrinate them into your world, and then ultimately when the time is right, say, hey, here's a relevant product, program, or service that I think would be interesting and of interest to you. Yeah, thank you for that. And so that's exactly what we did. We pivoted our entire business. This launch right now was supposed to be profiting from podcasts. We have done this launch for the last 3 or 4, 5 years, whatever it is. But 30 days ago, we scrapped everything. And we said, you know what? We're going to shift and completely change up what we're doing here. And if you've ever done a launch before, it's hard enough when you've done it before to do it again, but to scrap everything in 30 days and then redo it all as Audio Domination, all new pages, all new everything. I mean, my team has literally been working around the clock, and I'm so thankful and appreciative. And Kelly and Duff and Justin and Deb and Susan, and I mean, you guys know who you are. I love you and I appreciate you. If I don't say it, I'm saying it now. So we decided to jump all in, right? And jump all in here and really figure out what we can do to help you in this new world, because I truly believe that what we're looking at is the creation of a new gold standard, a creation of a new way that things will be done, because you can see how the numbers are declining on the other platforms and they are exploding on this platform. And the ability to connect with people in that raw, real, authentic way. And again, as that pendulum started to swing back towards the true micro-influencer, the person just like me, just like you, who doesn't have this massive following, this is something that we have to pay attention to. And this is something that we have to take advantage of. And those who get in now are going to reap rewards, unlike those who wait even just 3 or 6 months from now to get started. So I'm really glad that you are here. And ultimately, what I love about this new industry that we're looking at is that it is a level playing field for the first time, for you to be able to compete with that New York Times best-selling author if you're an author, for you to be able to compete with that TED Talk person who's got 20 million views if you're a speaker, right? For you to be able to compete with that online marketer that gets 800,000 opt-ins on their challenge and that sort of thing. This is a level playing field. And that's why I'm so excited about this opportunity. And I just want you to know that no matter, where you are in this, sort of in the scheme of things, as far as the world of business is concerned, whether you're a podcaster or an aspiring podcaster, this can work for you. If you're a speaker or an online marketer or an author or a podcaster, entrepreneur, et cetera, who's looking for more stages, huge opportunity here. Again, if you're a current podcaster, but you're just, you're like, I got to grow what I'm doing and better monetize what I'm doing. Or if you're just starting in business and you're literally at point blank zero right now, everything that I'm talking about here today is applicable for you. So no matter where you are on this spectrum, you can put the power of social audio to work for you and your business. Okay. So let's dig in. And if this is making sense for you, I just want to give you a little bit of an overview here. Just give me a yes in the box if that overview was helpful for you and give you a sense of where we're at and how we got to this point and what we're looking at. Okay, sweet. Good. I'm glad that was helpful for you. Thank you for that. All right, so let's talk about how you can take advantage of this whole new world of social audio. And specifically, I want to step you through what is possible for you when you come into this world. And we're going to talk about it. And we're going to step through this via what I call the audio domination profit path. And so there are six steps on the audio domination profit path. And I'm going to count them down from 6 to number 1. Okay. And this is, again, what I'm laying out for you is I want to show you what's possible when you put the power of social audio to work for you and your business. Okay. So 6 steps on the audio domination profit path. This is what is possible for you. So step number 6, leveraging the power of social audio will help you to build your authority, to elevate your status, to increase your credibility and your visibility. And the visibility piece is extremely important because what I know to be true is at the end of the day, your business lives or dies based on the amount of visibility you are able to create for yourself. And visibility begets visibility. Type VBV, Victor Bravo Victor, in the box. Visibility begets visibility. What does that mean? It means that the more visible you are, the more opportunities will come your way, both in terms of visibility and in terms of leads and in terms of revenue. And so social audio offers you the opportunity to build your authority, your credibility, and your visibility. As an example, when I dove headfirst into this world, again, I had people now like Pat Flynn and Hal Elrod and many others coming to me and saying, Steve, we want to be a part of what you are doing, right? Show me what you're doing. Let me be a part of what you are doing. And of course, many, many others. And the beautiful thing about this is now we've got people in the world of social audio coming to us and asking us the same questions. So we got people from the outside world of the traditional worlds of like podcasting, et cetera, coming to us saying, hey, what are you doing? Now we've got people from inside the world of social audio following me and following us and just being a part of what we're doing as well. Okay, Steve, that's all well and good for you. Now you got people like Christian and Natasha and Brittany and others who are inviting you up onto their stages. That's great for you. Yes, and it can be great for you as well. This is what I'm talking about. When you dive into this world and you become known for something in this world, which is what I really want to help you to do, people start coming to you. So it's like the difference between you're always chasing the opportunity and you're sitting back and just letting that phone ring. You're sitting back and letting the emails flow in about, hey, I'd love to be able to work with you. What can you do? Like, this is a perfect example here of somebody like Natasha. Again, all by leveraging the power of social audio and just showing up in a raw and real and authentic way. I got people like Natasha reaching out, 2.3 million followers on Instagram. I didn't know who she was. Obviously, yeah, I mean, I'm not in that world really, like I said, of social media typically. I'm not an influencer. I don't have a big following, right? But by diving into the world of social audio and establishing position, which is something that you absolutely have the opportunity to do if you get started and when you get started now, and just showing up as who you inherently are and come from here as opposed to here, you'll attract people into your life that want to be a part of what you're doing and want to share what you're doing with others. Natasha, who has this huge following, again, I had no idea who she was, heard me on Clubhouse, loved my vibe. Let's connect after this panel. Haha. With an X. I don't know what the X means, but there you go, right? Deb, what does the X mean? That's like a millennial thing. I don't know what the X means, but anyway, she reached out, and what's going to happen here is she'll have me as a guest on her show, on her podcast. She's got millions of followers. She'll blow it up. So the point being that when you leverage the power of social audio the right way, which is what I'm going to teach you here, it will build your authority, it will build your credibility, and it will build your visibility. And when that happens, opportunities start dropping into your lap. Okay. What else? Number 2 here is developing real relationships with leaders. And Clubhouse specifically, and I'm going to use Clubhouse as an example because it is the big dog in the space, right? I mean, yes, there's Twitter Spaces and there's Fireside Chat, and I'm one of the first creators on Fireside Chat, and I'm actively involved with that. I know the CEO really well. But Clubhouse is still head and shoulders above the others. So I'm just going to use Clubhouse here as the example, but just know that when I'm saying social audio, that's really interchangeable with all the different platforms that are available and that are coming online, right? Again, Facebook is coming online, other platforms are coming online with social audio. But for right now, I'll use the example of Clubhouse. because that seems to be where all the attention is going at the moment, right? So what does this mean in terms of having access to leaders? Social audio, and specifically Clubhouse, again, at this moment, the people that are on there would surprise you, would probably make you kind of scratch your head and go, geez, why is someone like the co-founder of Netflix hanging out on Clubhouse? Well, the answer is because there are thousands and tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of people inside of Clubhouse every single day, looking for education, looking for entertainment, looking for information, looking to connect with people from across the globe. And so in just a fairly short period of time, by leveraging the power of the platform, I've been able to develop real relationships with and have access to people like Mark Randolph, who's second row on the left there, Mark Randolph, the co-founder of Netflix, by sharing the stage with him and being able to develop a real relationship. This is somebody I wouldn't normally have access to. You'd have to go through a million gatekeepers to try to access the co-founder of Netflix. I mean, somebody like Tyrese Gibson. Here is bottom left there in the little red circle. I mean, Tyrese Gibson is one of the biggest box office stars on the planet. But to be able to share a stage with him and be able to talk with him, again, just unprecedented access. People like Les Brown and Brian Tracy, and even here hanging out with Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone, the star of Undercover Billionaire, and he's got 10X and a whole bunch of other things that he does. But I've been able to develop real relationships with people like Grant here on the platform. So if you've been looking for a way to access people that perhaps before you couldn't access, Clubhouse provides access to people in ways that you perhaps never thought was possible before. So number 2 on the list there is developing those real relationships and the value of those relationships, and then being able to work with those people. I mean, ultimately priceless, depending on where you take those conversations. But the bottom line is you now have access to people that you didn't have access before. Number 4 on the list here is the opportunities. As I said, when you get active and when you become known as a subject matter expert in your particular area of expertise, what ends up happening is opportunities fall in your lap. As opposed to you're always having to chase the opportunity, those opportunities come to you. Like, here's an example. I went onto a Clubhouse stage. I do things in Club Pod. Here's somebody who reached out, Andy reached out and said, hey, are you available for a consulting session of an hour? I host 2 podcasts, one of which has 500,000 downloads, et cetera, et cetera. I'd love to tell you the situation and get your advice and referrals. And I said, great. I appreciate the note. Thank you. Opportunity came to me. These opportunities can come to you, right? Here's how I responded. Appreciate the note. I typically charge $15,000 for a half-day VIP session or $25,000 for a full-day VIP session. Which are you interested in? I'm still talking to Andy. We'll see where that lands, but I know that he'll either do something as far as, either an hour of my time or perhaps a full day or a half day. We'll see where that lands. But the point being, this opportunity came to me. This is what's possible for you as well. Here's another opportunity that came to me, all because of what I'm doing on Clubhouse and just going out and sharing in a raw and real and authentic way with nothing more than the phone in my hand. This is a speaking gig. They want to fly me out to Hong Kong, which is pretty cool. They're going to fly me and 5 others, first class round trip travel, put us up at the Mandarin Oriental, $1,000 per diem per day, $10,000 wardrobe, $30,000 speaking fee, $75,000 in other programs, products, services, etc. Not bad. So if you're thinking like, oh man, that's all cute, little social media thing, there's no real money to be made. There is real money to be made, and there is real money being made there every single day. Sometimes it's direct, and I'm going to show you that here in a second. And other times it's more indirect, where you just show up and show your brilliance, and then people will search you out. How many of you guys would love to be flown out to, give me the word Hong Kong. Is that 2 words? Hong Kong is 2 words. Give me Hong Kong in the box. If you want to be flown out to Hong Kong and get $30K plus a $10,000 wardrobe and $1,000 per diem to come out and speak, right? Yeah, okay, good. Why not? I've never been to Hong Kong. It's one of those places where I'm like, yeah, I'd like to go to Hong Kong. And wait a minute, let me get this straight. You're going to pay me and you're going to let me bring 5 people, and you're going to give me $1,000, count me in, right? So yeah, Hong Kong with the wardrobe. You got it, Tammy. Exactly. This is what's possible. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say to you 100%, this is absolutely positively going to happen for you. I'm not one of those people to give you false promises, but I will say it's possible. How do I know it's possible? Because here's proof that it can happen. I'll leave it at that. Okay, what's step number 5 here? We're counting it down from 6 to 1. So on the 4th step of the profit path, showing up as number 3 here on the list, is you can leverage the power of social audio to create a large and loyal community. Let me ask you this. How many of you guys are on Twitter right now? Just type Twitter in the box if you're on Twitter. Let me see how many of you guys are on Twitter. And I have my trusty iced tea. If you know me, you know I've always got my iced tea. Okay, so a lot of you are on Twitter. Yeah, good. I've been on Twitter since June of 2009. That means I've been on Twitter for almost 12 years. Why are you telling me this, Steve? I'm telling you this because, like you, I've been fairly consistent. I do a post here and a post there, and I'm fairly consistent on Twitter. Look at my following. How many followers do I have? Type that number in the box. How many followers do I have on Twitter right now? Type that number in the box. Yeah, you got it. So what does that mean? It means it took me 12 years to get to 7,000 followers. Now, like I said, I'm not one of those people that is crazy active on social media and like that sort of I don't know. I don't even know how Snapagram works and Insta Chat or whatever all the kids are on, right? That's what I call it with my kids. Like, are you on Snapagram again? Get off of there. I don't even know how all this stuff works, really. It's not my thing in terms of Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat. Like, I don't do any of that. 12 years, 7,000 followers. Well, guess what? We grew our club on Clubhouse to over 54,000 members and followers in just 90 days. I mean, I haven't seen anything like this, like I said, in the better part of a decade. And so if you have been struggling to build a large, loyal community, build your tribe on some of the other platforms, I will tell you that this is a godsend for you. Really, it is. Because I have never done anything like this before in such a fast, simple, and easy way. The people are there. They're waiting to be a part of something. You have the opportunity to do this as well. And having this large and loyal community is so cool, especially with Club Pod and having that club, because what ends up happening is, we've built up Club Pod to being the largest podcast specific club on the platform. And we have this group of Club Pod leaders that we brought on to open rooms and lead conversations. Now we've trained them and onboarded them. We've got an agreement that they signed to be able to open those rooms, et cetera. As a matter of fact, I'll share with you in just a little bit how you can do that too. And we'll actually give you a copy of that agreement that you can use if that's something that you want to do also. But our goal around Club Pod is really to create a 24/7 channel where literally 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you can come on to Clubhouse and you can step into a Club Pod room where there will be a high value conversation going around podcasting or the podcast industry or podcast culture, et cetera. And I'm sharing this with you because what we have, as you can see with Haley and with Dragon and with Coach Deb, we have this group of Club Pod leaders who go into other rooms and rep Club Pod because they love the community, they love being a part of the tribe, et cetera. And so why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because in so many other platforms, it's a ton of work and a ton of cost and energy and so on to build up this type of following and then build this type of community. This has all happened in less than 100 days. And so if you're thinking like, okay, that's all well and good for you, Steve, that opportunity, has passed. I promise you that opportunity has not passed. We are literally just at the beginning, the embryonic stages, the starting blocks of this race. If you think about a racer who's got their feet in the blocks and their fingers down, right in front of the line there, and that gun just fired, like that is literally where we are right now. Those feet have just come out of the blocks That's how early we are in the space. Do this the right way, and you can find yourself with a community perhaps even larger than the one that we've created, because our community is very specific to podcasting. If you do something more generally around business, or if you do something more generally around finance, or something more generally, you can build a massive community there, because that's how Clubhouse works. It's built on the power of the clubs and the rooms that are open within that club. More on that in a little bit. So let's keep going here. All right. Now, what else has me so excited about the power of social audio, and really how can you leverage the power of social audio to build your business, build your credibility, build your authority, elevate your status, and ultimately generate more revenue? It all starts, of course, with the fact that there are a lot of people there on the platform now, and that number is growing every single day. So if you're wondering, like, is the audience there? Can I actually generate leads from Clubhouse and, from the world of social audio? And the answer is absolutely 100% unequivocally yes. Let me show you. So here's an example of a room that Coach Deb did not terribly long ago with Brian Tracy and with Les Brown and with others. And you can see there are 12 speakers on the stage. Look at the number of people who are listening, 395. Okay. Why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because, let me ask you a question. How many of you guys do live events? Type the word live in the box if you do a live event. How many of you guys do live events? Type the word live in the box. And it could be a virtual event or an in-person event, obviously, when those come back as well. And I see a lot of your questions. Please make sure you copy and paste those questions and just keep them somewhere nearby, because I want to answer your questions and I want to leave time to answer your questions. So I see those. I will get to those, but please write those down so that we can get to those in just a little bit. All right, so a lot of you guys do live events. Awesome. What does it take to put 400 people in a room? I mean, the amount of time and energy and resources and the cost to market and promote and get the space, like the hotel space, and the food and the beverage, like everything else, to do a 400 person event properly, you're looking at a minimum of 50 grand, probably more like 100 grand to do a 400 person event effectively. The cost for Deb to put these people into a room to hang out with Brian Tracy and Les Brown and me and others, zero cost, zero out-of-pocket expense other than a bit of time, zero cost. So every dollar that comes in, and yes, real money is being made every single moment of every single day on Clubhouse and other social audio platforms, the ROI is exponential. Again, when you've got a zero cost basis, $1 is an infinite return. Please tell me you understand that, and I hope that you do, because again, this is unlike anything that we have seen in ages. I mean, just think about what it costs just in terms of filling a 400 person event. If you took out Facebook ads, what would you spend in Facebook ads alone to try to get 400 people to show up at an event? It would be an extraordinary amount of money. The cost here is zero. But here's where it gets even more interesting. And remember earlier on when I said that you can have a meaningful and massive impact on those that you are most compelled to serve in just 1 or maybe 2 hours a day max? Here's what this looks like. Why is that? Because the 400 people that I'm showing you in that screenshot in the last slide, that's the number of people who were in the room at that moment. But guess what? Over the course of that room being open, people come in, people come out, people come in, people come out. Here's an example of a room that was 51 minutes, where 254 people, look at the bottom number, came in to that room over the course of it being open. Here's a room of 18 minutes. 18 minutes, 202 people. Okay, how about this? If that doesn't impress you, here's a 2-hour room that we did. 8,414 people came through that room in just under 2 hours. Type 8414 in the box for me. 8,414. Type that in the box. That is a stadium-sized event. If you're wondering what's possible here and are there enough people to make this worth your while, etc., this is one 2-hour room, 8,414 414 people came through that room. And at one moment in time, there were just about 1,500 people in that room. How many of you guys would like to do an event with zero cost and have 8,414 people come to that event? Just give me a yes in the box, right? Absolutely. And do you think you could enroll some of these people into relevant products, programs, and services and bounce them into your ecosystem, have them on your mailing list, indoctrinate them into your world? You better believe it. Here's another room that we did: 2,800 listeners, 912 listeners, 400 listeners, 1,600 listeners. That's what we're talking about. And by the way, this is with Clubhouse still in beta. This is with it not yet being open to Android, which is coming next month. This is with zero ad spend, with zero, event managers, with nothing but you showing up, opening up a room, and talking about what puts fire in your soul. Just that simple. And so let me go into a little more detail here. And because I'm sure some of you are wondering, like, okay, Steve, that's all well and good, but how do you convert the attention that you're generating into leads in your system? How do you go from there to here? How do you bounce them into your ecosystem? Are you guys wondering that at all? Like, how does it to, just give me a yes in the box if you're wondering at all how you do that. Okay. Because that's all well and good. And you've got these conversations, 8,000 people, but what do you do with them? What does that look like? Well, let me go a little deeper here on this step of the audio domination profit path. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Thank you for your participation, by the way. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for that. Okay. So let me show you. There is a piece of software that I will introduce you to that gives you the opportunity to tap into and search and have access to information about the people that come into your rooms. And you can do this through a search of all of your rooms, or you can do this through a search of individual rooms. So, for example, here is a screenshot of the data extrapolated from a specific room that we did with Roger Love. And so what do you notice here on the screen? A few things, some really important data, and a few things that I really just want to pay your attention and point your attention to. Okay, so number one, I want you to look at the column that says stickiness. Remember how I said earlier that the reason why so much money is going into the world of social audio is because it is the stickiest platform and tool that we have seen in ages. From the standpoint of this particular set of data shows you how much engagement you had amongst your audience over the period of time that that room was open. So what does 100% stickiness mean? It means that if you go over to the other column where it says time listened, 1 hour and 35 minutes, is 95 minutes. So the room was open for 95 minutes. It means that people like Pam and of course Deb and Patrick and Carolyn and Anna and many, many others were there literally from moment one to the end. That's why so much money is being invested in these platforms, because we haven't seen anything like this in God knows how long. So 100% stickiness. They were there for the entire time. And then there were others who were there for 99% of the time, 98, 97, et cetera. And you can pinpoint exactly who those people are. Okay, that's great. These are fun stats to look at. Okay, it's good to know this, that, and the other. How does that translate? Well, here's how it translates. Let me actually go back. Look at the top right. At the top right, you see the button that says export. You can then export all of this data. And it comes out here in a spreadsheet just like this. So now you've got access to the username, okay? The Clubhouse username, their full name, total time, and in terms of the listen time is how much time they've listened in total into your rooms. Were they a speaker, a moderator? And here's where it gets interesting. Here's their Twitter handle. Here's their Instagram handle. Okay, that's all well and good, but again, how does that translate? Here's how this translates. So you now have the ability, and soon this will be automated, but for right now, it's a couple-step process. So the one-step process is export. You get the file. The second step is now you have to have someone on your team. And if you don't have someone on your team, you can hire a VA to do this for literally, $5 or $10 an hour max, to reach out to folks via their other social handles, right? Because the one thing about Clubhouse and the other platforms is they don't have a direct form of communication. You can't send me a message directly on Clubhouse. You can't chat with me. You can't you can't do anything but follow or come into my rooms. Okay. So what that means is if you want to connect with someone, you do so through one of the other channels like a Twitter or an Instagram. So when you have that information, you can then go out to them. And again, this is something that a VA can do very inexpensively. Soon this process will be automated. But for right now, it's a two-step process. So here's Ben. So Ben was a guest and came into one of our rooms, and we reached out via DMs and just said, hey, man, really appreciate you hanging out with us in Club Pod. Have you received our free copy of our Crushing It with Clubhouse ebook? If not, as our way of saying thank you for being here, you can grab a free copy, et cetera, et cetera. Right there in the DMs. Super simple. Again, you can hire an intern, you can hire a VA to do this very inexpensively, and not everyone will respond, but a lot of people do. And so here we go. Steve, thank you so much for your message. I'll definitely look at it. And then he shared his TED Talk, sending you many blessings. What this means is that now that he's going to say, I will definitely look at it, now he goes to that page, he opts in, we now have his email address. So we took someone from Clubhouse and moved them into our ecosystem. And again, this is happening every minute of every day with hundreds and thousands of people coming into our system on a consistent basis. And so I'm telling you all this because what ends up happening is now that you know who these people are, and now that you have the ability to communicate with them, now you control the process, right? It's like you don't want to necessarily build your castle completely on rented land. You want to make sure that you have some degree of control. And so this is a way to regain control. This is a way to have ownership of that conversation. Again, that process is going to be automated, but for right now, it's a two-step process, but in due time, it'll be just like a snap and a push of a button. So let's talk about perhaps what is on your mind at the moment here, which is, okay, this is all well and great. Good, Steve, but how do we actually generate revenue from this? And is there an opportunity to generate real revenue from this? And I will tell you that the answer is 100% unequivocally, yes, there is. Not only by going through that process of bouncing them into your ecosystem and then developing a relationship with them there, but what if there was a way to directly monetize your efforts on the platform itself? Well, there is. And now, this literally just came out about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago or so. There is a direct monetization feature where people can literally just send you money. You show up, you share your brilliance, people send you money. It's a pretty cool thing. And so this send money feature literally allows people to tap that button and send you money. Why would they send you money? They would send you money because you come on, help people, share what comes as naturally to you as breathing, share your expertise, and genuinely help people. And when you genuinely help people, they'll reward you for those efforts. I remember there was a room where I went in and I just talked for, I don't know, maybe 10, 12 minutes on a particular subject as related to podcasting. And the host of that room said, you know what, guys, this was great what Steve just said. This is really helpful. This could add 6 figures to your business if you implement this. Send him some love, show him some money. So, send him some tips. And so, 10-minute conversation, I got $200. Okay, great. Not life-changing money, this, that, and the other, whatever. But let's just play that out for a second. Let's just say you go into rooms and you talk for 10 minutes a day. 10 minutes a day. $200. And again, as the number of users continues to grow, that number will go up. But let's just say it's $200. 10-minute talk, share your expertise, you get $200. You do that once a day for 5 days, that's $1,000 week. Over the course of a year, that's 52 grand. That's not bad money. When the average salary is whatever, $36,000, something like that, 52 grand right? For coming on and talking about what you would naturally want to talk about anyway, that's not bad pocket change to be walking around with, okay? And you're going, okay, that's all well and good for you, Steve, but I don't know if I can do it. Well, here's Brian Fanzo. Brian is somebody who's really, entrenched in the whole world of brand partnerships and sponsorships and that sort of thing. And he came into one of our rooms and started talking about it. Ended up about a 10, 12-minute talk around brand partnerships and sponsorships, really helping people, just sharing what he knows in a raw, real, and authentic way. And I said, man, when he was done, that was amazing, Brian. Like, thank you so much for sharing that. Guys, if you got value out of what Brian just said, show him some love, send him some tips. Well, guess what? 14 people tipped him, and he ended up making over $300 just again from a 10, 12-minute talk. So you extrapolate that out, 10, 12 minutes, once a day, $300, that's $1,500 a week over the course of a year. That's 75 grand just by coming on and sharing for 10, 15 minutes. Okay, that starts to add up pretty good. Steve, that's pretty good, but I need more. Help me, understand. Is there more money to be made? Yes, there is. Here's Michael. So Michael shared with me how, he's been using this system, and he ended up placing over $32 million in investments on Clubhouse, and he's personally made over $110,000 selling extra services and mostly getting speaking gigs. And one of his 2 book deals came through Clubhouse. So pretty cool. 110 grand in direct compensation, and he got 1 book deal already just from hanging out on Clubhouse and implementing this system. So yes, there is real money to be made here. There's real opportunity here. Okay, Steve, that's all well and good, but I need to fill my live events. I'm all about, having people in front of me, I want to make real money here. That's not even going to move the needle for me. Okay, let's look at what Kim had to say in terms of how she leveraged the power of Clubhouse and this process and framework. All right.
I just as like a quick synopsis, we were having a virtual event. I decided we were going to dive into Clubhouse as a way to fill it, because while I could go out and spend a ton of money on Facebook ads, most of my tribe can't. And so anything I try to do things that they could then do, because I teach them what I do, not what I say, but also what I do. And so we did, and we had a virtual event. We did 3 days of virtual event. 200 people were there. We generated $623,000 in sales at the virtual event. 300,000 of it came from Clubhouse. Wow. People who we had met on Clubhouse, invited to the event for the 2 weeks before it. So it 100% was an experiment that worked. And what was amazing was these were Clubhouse rooms that had between 30 and 60 people in them. Okay. You don't even need a huge following to get your right fit audience. This has completely leveled the playing field, because any other time in the history, you would have needed a multiple 6-figure budget to drive people into an event, or you would needed somebody to give you permission to be on their stage, or you needed a Today Show to book you, or you would need Simon Schuster to give you a book deal. You needed somebody else's permission to reach your target market. And right now, you don't need that anymore. You actually can go to your exact target market who's been waiting to hear from you and reach them right now on that platform with a message. So if you're not doing it, you're putting your ego in front of your mission.
Yeah. So $300,000 directly attributable to Clubhouse. Pretty amazing, right? And so what I would ask of you is, well, number one, if you're excited about this opportunity and you can see the potential here in terms of how you can incorporate this into your business to get the visibility and build your credibility and authority and generate leads and revenues in ways that I'm demonstrating and showing you here for myself and for others, just give me a 1 in the box if this feels like something that you can do and you're excited about this opportunity. Yeah. Okay. So lots of you guys type in 1 in the box. Sweet. Awesome. So here's what I'm going to do. And I know some of you are like, all right, Steve, this is great. I'm in, I'm sold. I see a lot of people with questions here, and I want to be able to answer those questions for you. So here's what I'm going to do and again, I know some of you don't need to sit through a whole presentation about what audio domination is, and you're just ready right now. So if you're one of those folks who just wants to get in on this and wants help from my team and I and all the resources and everything we put together, you can go to joinadnow.com. So maybe Deb, if you can pop that up on the board, that would be awesome. So you can go to joinadnow.com. I'll explain more in a minute here in terms of everything that's included. But what I will tell you is that we have 2 bonuses that are only available to the first set of folks that come in. So one of those bonuses is a podcast magazine feature that we are including as a webinar only bonus here for you. But we can only do that for the first 24 people. So for those of you who are my fast action takers, you know a good opportunity when you see it, you want to jump straight in, right? If that's you, don't wait, right? Don't wait until I go through everything that's included. Just go to joinadnow.com, joinadnow.com, come straight into it, grab one of the first 24 there, and that's a podcast magazine feature. For the first 50 who come in, we're going to put you on a Clubhouse stage with me, okay? So if you're one of the first 24, we're going to include a podcast magazine feature. And if you're one of the first 50, you are going to come onto a Clubhouse stage with me. So those are 2 of the big webinar only bonuses. And there's a third one that I'll share with you here that'll be available for anyone who comes in today. But again, I know some of you are fast action tankers. You want to get on this. You want to get all of the bonuses that are included. So if that's you, again, just go to joinadnow.com. All right. And so what I will tell you is that one of the reasons why I am so excited about this, and I'm again really glad that you are here hearing my voice in this moment, because this truly is the dawn of a new day. I mean, no matter how you slice it, this is literally the beginning. It is the starting blocks of the development of a brand new industry. If you missed out on investing in, let's say, Google during the IPO, or if you missed out in launching a group or a page on Facebook in 2009, or let's say maybe you had, using more of a modern day example, let's say maybe you had a friend who was talking to you about Bitcoin and getting into the whole world of crypto back in 2017 or something of that nature. The reality is that if you had gotten in early on that Google IPO or starting a Facebook page or group in 2009, or if you had bought Bitcoin in 2017 and you heard people talking about it, but you said, you know what, that doesn't necessarily hold water. I don't believe in that. Don't put your head in the sand on this. The days of old in terms of how things were, kind of that, normal coming back, or this is the new normal, right? What happened then in terms of how people communicate and how we connect is changing, and it's changing right before your eyes. And what I will tell you is that these are disruptive times. And in times of disruption, what ends up happening is we can look back in history. Even if you go back to the gold rush, right? When you think about it in terms of the gold rush, what happened to the people that got to those mountains first and started digging and hammering for gold? The people that got there first are the ones who got the most gold, period, end of story. And as word spread back across the country, where they were like, there's gold in them there hills, right? People started getting on their horse and their buggy, and they started coming across the country, taking days and weeks and months to get there. And by the time that they got there, not to say that they didn't find anything, but they found significantly less than the pioneers who were there first. This is your opportunity to be a pioneer. This is your opportunity to be bold and to take decisive action. And what I will tell you is that this is what I would call a $1 billion once in a decade opportunity. And that this opportunity is fleeting for sure. And those who wait are going to see diminishing returns. And so ultimately, no matter what it is that you do in life and in business, timing is everything. And what I will tell you is that right now, the opportunity is unlike anything that I've seen in at least a decade. If you think about just kind of a window being open, it is wide open right now, and you can crawl through this thing and take full advantage. And in 2017, when we had our first New Media Summit, there were about 400,000 podcasts at that time. I almost begged people and implored people to launch a podcast in that moment. And some of them did, and some of them didn't. Those who did have seen stratospheric growth since that time. Today, there are over 2 million podcasts. Not to say that you can't start now, but what's going to be easier? Where are you going to find more success when you're competing against 400,000, of which not all of those were active anyway, or when you're competing against 2 million? That's kind of the same thing right now that we're looking at. There's 10, 12 million people on Clubhouse. That number is growing every single day. You might think, oh my God, see, that's a huge number, 10, 12 million. Well, guess what? There are 2 billion people on Facebook. 10, 12 million, 2 billion. Where are you going to win? Where do you have the opportunity to win? That's what we're looking at, is giving yourself the opportunity to win. And what my team and I would love to be able to help you do is to win and replicate the success that we have had here in the world of social audio. And so audio domination is what I'm inviting you to join us on the ride for, and come in as one of the, literally, you will be the first group of people that we take through this training. And it is the most comprehensive and current training available for leveraging the combined power of podcasting and social audio. That's what audio domination is. And so I just need you to know that we are actually going to be delivering this live. I am going to be delivering this training myself, personally, 100% live. Anyone who gets this training later will not have access to me in this way. I'm going to personally take you through this training. We are going to do it together. No one else will be able to get that level of access to me other than you as a part of this first group. Okay, so let's talk about what audio domination really is. It is going to be a 6-week intensive. So I'm not dragging this out over months and months. We're going to dive in, and it's going to be a 6-week intensive that I am going to personally lead. I'm going to step you through this new $1 billion opportunity to leverage the combined power of podcasts and social audio to grow your audience, attract zero-cost leads, and generate serious cash. And so what we are going to cover together are the 6 steps of the audio domination profit path. We're going to go into detail around each of these 6 steps. How to leverage the power of social audio to build your authority, build your credibility, increase your visibility. We're going to talk about exactly what to do and how to do it for developing those real relationships with the leaders. How do you get those opportunities coming to you and coming across your desk and in your phone and in your inbox, as opposed to you're always chasing the opportunity? How do you develop a large and loyal community like we did and are doing and continue to do with Club Pod? I'm going to help you do exactly that. How do you attract big audiences so that you have rooms full of people that you can then bring into your ecosystem and bounce them into your world and ultimately generate serious revenue? So that's what we're going to cover, are then the strategies of how do you convert all of that attention into cash in your pocket. So this is what we are going to cover during our time together, are the 6 steps of the audio domination profit path. And we're going to include resources that you need to really crush it moving forward as well, including one of the questions that I get all the time is, okay, great. If I get someone on the phone, Steve, how do I actually enroll them into a relevant product, program, or service, right? I don't know how to do that. I don't know what to say. So if somebody connects with me on Clubhouse and then they want to talk with me offline, what do I say to them? What do I do? Well, for the first time, we are including our Icon Maker closing script. Icon Maker is our highest level program. That is the investment's $36,000 a year to come into Icon Maker Elite, where I work with 5 people over the course of a year, is $90,000. This closing script has never been released to anyone other than our Icon Maker students before, but we're including that now with Audio Domination. This is a detailed word-by-word script that you can model to enroll people into relevant products, programs, and services. This script is responsible for millions of dollars in revenue. We are literally going to hand you this word-for-word script that you can use. If you want to attract sponsors or advertisers, you're going to need an agreement, right? Some sort of agreement with which to lock down that advertiser or partner. We're going to give to you our agreement. So literally, we spent an inordinate amount of money and resources getting this thing tight, dialed in, et cetera. You'll just be able to copy and paste, obviously change a few words here and there, but you were going to get this agreement just like that. So if you want to attract sponsors and partners for your clubs or for your rooms, et cetera, you need an agreement. We're going to literally give you ours. And if you want to go in the direction that we went in terms of bringing on club pod leader type people for your club, people who can open rooms and really help elevate the brand overall, you're going to need an agreement, right? Something that details exactly what your expectations are, lays out the understanding of the parties, et cetera, et cetera. We created this. We are giving this to you. All you have to do, again, is model this agreement, change the words, and you'll have an airtight admin agreement that you can use for your club as well. Sound good? Okay, cool. So that's audio domination. And what else are we including here in the package? Well, in addition, because we still believe in the power of podcasts, and we still believe that podcasting lives beautifully side by side with social audio. And no, social audio does not kill podcasting. If you guys are thinking, no, can you just do social audio? Sure. And there are a lot of people who are finding a lot of success with just doing social audio. Can you just do podcasting? Sure, of course you can, right? But what we believe is that it's like, milk and cookies, chocolate and strawberries, peanut butter and jelly. Like the two just go better hand in hand. And so for me, I continue to leverage the power of podcasting every single day, both as a host and as a guest. And so we're going to give to you our detailed Profiting from Podcast training, which is the most comprehensive training available for showing you step by step how to land coveted guest appearances and then how to turn every guest appearance into leads and revenue. So we're going to give to you our detailed Profiting from Podcast training. I am still a guest on shows. Matter of fact, I have been a guest on over 500 podcasts in the last 3-4 years alone, and I continue to appear on shows every single week. And I encourage you to do the same thing. I encourage you to have your own podcast at some point. Profiting from Podcasts is the side of the microphone of being a guest, shows you step by step exactly what you need to do to position yourself properly, to be an engaging guest, and ultimately to profit from those appearances. So we sell that course separately for $14.97. We're including that as well. Another bonus, and we're super excited about this here for you, is for the first time, we are actually going to book you on show. So we are including a done for you component to get you booked on shows. What does that mean? It means that the same team that books me on podcasts is going to book you on 2 shows. So you've got 2 guaranteed podcast appearances when you enroll in Audio Domination. And in addition, the same team that created my Media One Sheet and creates it for others will create your Media One Sheet as well. So you will have a beautiful, professionally designed, brand new Media One Sheet that encapsulates who you are and what you do and the value that you bring to the table. Again, the same team that does mine will create yours. And if you want to get booked on podcasts or TV or radio, etc., you need a Media One Sheet. You can just put it on your website. People can download it. You can email it to people, etc. My team will create this for you. Ain't it pretty? Aren't these pretty? I think these are really pretty. And they're going to create a custom email pitch for you. So if you went out and you hired somebody to do this for you, you would easily invest $1,000 or more to get booked on shows, to have an email pitch created for you, and to have a brand new custom, beautifully designed Media One Sheet, easily all day long. And the last bonus that we are including here, and I'm super excited about this as well, is we have developed a brand new piece of software that books podcasts for you. It gives you access to all of the shows that are available, the 2 million plus podcasts that are available. And it breaks it down for you very specifically in terms of, here are the shows that you can target. Here are the shows that have, the right, they're talking about exactly what it is that, you want to be talking about. It's just, let me just show it to you because I'm so excited about this. I'm getting a little tongue tied on, but it's just easier just to show you what this software looks like. And we just launched this now. Take a look.
Hey, everybody. I have a challenge for you. Let's say you're a person who wants to show up on podcasts and get interviewed about personal wealth. It's your business. You want to grow your brand. So here's the challenge. Go and find those podcasts that you want. Find a podcast about personal wealth that has at least 10 episodes, has at least 4 reviews, and is in the English language. Let's see how long it'll take you. While you're doing that, I'm going to click the search button here in what we've built, so you can see how long it takes us in order to find all these podcasts for you. We're done. Look at this. I just found 4,993 podcasts that talk about personal wealth, have at least 10 episodes, have at least an average review of 4, and are in English. These are people you can now pitch and appear on their podcast for. But we've taken it a step further than that. That's a lot of podcasts, right? 4,993. How do you know which ones are good? We have our own internal scoring system called the podcast score. Take a look at this. From 0 to 100, it scores all the podcasts. So you can see which ones. Oprah's Super Soul Conversations. Yeah, Oprah's obviously pretty high on this. Going all the way down. You can pinpoint the level you're at in your podcasting career, so you can kind of get on the right shows for you and your audience. You go down here, let's say, hey, 67, that's about where I want to be on. Not really sure. Let's go in here. Read the full description. Has the reviews, has the author, has everything. And now just click on Add to Downloads. Click on that. You'll now download a spreadsheet, which will have the email, the names, the website, the description, and very shortly we'll have the social media of that podcast. You can download 100 a month and get on tons and tons of shows. Hope you enjoy it.
All right. So very cool. I mean, we're super excited about it. As I said, I get a little tongue tied because this is something that we have been wanting to create for forever. And so this is our brand new podcast booking software. And you literally just type in the variables, I'm looking for this show with this many ratings and reviews, this many episodes, et cetera, and bam. I mean, it literally gives you everything. And that's been the biggest challenge for a lot of people that we've seen is I want to get booked on shows. I want to do these things, but I just don't know where to start. I don't know who to contact. I don't know what to do. This software does it completely for you. So we are giving to you 44 days for free. So a month and a half for free. Test it out, drive it, see what you think. And if you love it, great. Stay with us. It's going to be $49 a month moving forward. For everyone else, it'll be $99 a month. But because you're part of this initial group here of Audio Domination students, we're going to do it for just $49 a month. And of course, you'll be grandfathered in, stay with us as long as you want, but you can cancel absolutely at any time. And just to be clear, that software is different from the software for Clubhouse. That's I'll share that with you when you come into Audio Domination. I'll share exactly what that software is and how to get that. And it's very, very, very inexpensive. 44 free days. If you stay with us over the course of a year or so, instead of paying $99 a month, you'll pay $49 a month. So easily a $600 value. And by the way, again, you can go to joinadnow.com and get in. Just got a note from the team here. So we already have 12 of the 24 spoken for in terms of that first bonus. So we've got people coming in already, which is awesome. Thank you. Congratulations. And welcome to Dusty, and welcome to Patricia, and welcome to Diane. And I'll announce others here shortly. But 12 of those 24 are already spoken for. So again, I know I haven't revealed the price and all that fun stuff, but you can just go to joinadnow.com and you'll see everything there. So again, the Audio Domination training and all of the resources that we're including, easily a $6,000 value. The Profiting from Podcasts, detailed online training course, shows you exactly what to do to land coveted guest appearances, get booked on those shows, and turn that visibility into revenue. We sell that separately for $14.97. The 2 done-for-you podcasts. You hire a podcast booking agency, they will charge you a minimum of $2,500 to onboard you and book you on some shows. We're giving you 2 guaranteed podcast bookings, plus the media one sheet, plus the custom email pitch, easily a value of $1,000, and the brand new software, our brand new podcast booking software, easily a $600 value. Also welcome Ron and Larry. I'll announce the others here in a second, but let's just start with that. So welcome Ron and also Larry. Again, easily a $9,000 value. But wait, the Ginsu knives, there's more. So I'm going to give away the prizes, I said later, but for right now, if you absolutely positively want to be featured in Podcast Magazine, that's going to be one of the big bonuses here, only for today's webinar, okay? Big bonus, first 24 only. We will feature you in Podcast Magazine, okay? So if you're one of the first 24, your podcast, we will feature you in Podcast Magazine, easily a $1,500 value there. So over $10,000 in real value, $10,597. And bonus number 2, for anyone who comes in, and if you are one of the first 50, so one of the first 50, I'm going to put you on stage with me in Clubhouse. So if you're one of the first 50, I'm going to put you on stage with me on Clubhouse, easily a $2,500 value, over $13,000 in real value, and one more bonus, because I love you and I'm glad you're here. I'll follow you on Clubhouse. Okay, so bonus number 3, anyone who comes in here today, anyone who comes in, whether you're one of the first 50, anyone who comes in here today, I will follow you on Clubhouse. Why does that matter? Why is that important? Well, it matters because when you go into Clubhouse and you go into a room, it is divided into 3 sections. There is the section at the very top, which are the speakers. There is a section in the middle, which is followed by the speakers. And then there's a section at the bottom, which is others in the room. Why is that important? It's important because when you have larger rooms, that page can scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll. When you come into a room where I am speaking, and I will tell you that pretty much 90% of the time, if not more, whenever I go into a room, I am brought up onto that stage. So what does that do? If I follow you, then you come up with me. You end up in that second section, that second row, or depending on how many speakers there are, of others, not others who are in the room, but in the followed by the speakers section. What that means for you is more visibility. It means that the game of Clubhouse and other social audio platforms is for people to tap on your little profile picture, and then for them to learn about you and your bio. And then if they like what they read, they will follow you. So when you have more visibility, you will gain more followers. It's just as simple as that. So all in, over $13,000 in real value, the audio domination training and all the resources, easily again a value of $6,000. The full profiting from podcast training, we sell that separately for $14.97. The done for you podcast bookings, along with the Media One sheet, the custom email pitch, easily a value of $1,000. The podcast booking software, you'll be amongst the first to have access to that, the 44-day free trial, and the 3 bonuses, the Podcast Magazine feature, the Clubhouse stage if you're one of the first 50, Podcast Magazine feature if you're one of the first 24, and I will follow you on Clubhouse, over $13,000 in real value, just $19.97 for everything. Okay? Yeah, super excited for this. Super excited to have you as a part of Audio Domination. You can go to joinadnow.com. It's just $19.97, including everything for just $1,997. If you need a payment plan, we do have a payment plan available. And if you want to talk to our team is standing by. So joinadnow.com. Our team is standing by. If you have any questions at all, our team is standing by. If you can't reach somebody, you can email kelly@steveolsher.com. If you have any questions or need, anything else outside of that chat, kelly@steveolsher.com. Kelly, best place to go. But again, join, joinadnow.com. I can spell sort of, kind of. Joinadnow.com is where to go. Okay, I also want to welcome Ron and Larry and Martina. It looks like we have, and Tim and Tammy. It looks like we have, I think the team's telling me we've got 5 left right now of the 24. So joinadnow.com. We've got 5 left of the 24 to get all of the bonuses there. And then once that goes away, then if you're one of the first 50, you'll get 2 of the 3 bonuses. And so, yeah, that's the best place to go right now is just joinidnow.com. If you have questions, the team is standing by there. All right. So I do know from experience and having done this now for as long as I've done this, that there maybe you, but there are probably at least a handful of you who would like to have actually even more access to my team and I, and have access to us for a longer period of time. And so if you're one of those folks who really wants to have a deeper relationship with my team, with me, and with other people who are just absolutely crushing it in the world of podcasting and social audio, then let me just throw this out as an opportunity for you. And we've never introduced this before. This is the first time that we're bringing this to the table and putting this forth as a possibility for you to work with us on a more intimate, a deeper level over a longer period of time, which is we just launched what we're calling the 1 million downloads mastermind. And so the 1 million downloads mastermind is a year-long immersive mastermind led by me and my team and our faculty of leading experts. I'll introduce you here in just a second. So the 1 million downloads mastermind is really designed to lead you step by step through the process and understanding today's best practices for growing your audience, increasing your downloads, generating leads and revenue, all while cultivating meaningful relationships with your new community of podcasting and social audio influencers. So what's included in the 1 million downloads mastermind is everything that's included in Audio Domination. So everything, including all the bonuses. So if you do come into the 1 million downloads mastermind, you'll get all 3 bonuses, regardless if we will go through the first 24 there or not. But it's everything that's included in Audio Domination. Plus, you'll get direct access to me over the course of this year and our faculty that I'll introduce you here in a second. And we're going to get together on a monthly basis. And I'm going to teach you, and these will be virtual sessions where you'll learn cutting edge podcasting, social audio, marketing and promotion, and other strategies and tactics that you can apply to your business, to your social audio endeavors, to your podcasting endeavors, et cetera, straight away. And really high level, tangible, implementable strategies and tactics. Just one of these teachings. I know how it goes, and we've done sort of similar things outside of the 1 million downloads mastermind before. This is the first time we're doing the 1 million downloads mastermind, but I know that those teachings and the people that I bring in, these are the absolute best of the best. And I will tell you that the people that we do bring in aren't the usual suspects. These aren't the people that are out there screaming for attention and making all kinds of noise. These are the people who are quietly just kind of flying beneath the radar and just absolutely crushing it. And all of our faculty have reached that magical milestone of 1 million downloads or more. To be a member of the 1 million downloads mastermind, you don't need to have reached that milestone, but all of our faculty have. And these are people who have millions of downloads. A couple of our members have over 100 million downloads. And when I say members, I'm talking about members of our faculty. These are the people that will be teaching you along with me and my team and I, over the course of the next year. People like Chell Hamilton and Michael O'Neill and Chris Bello and the team from Spartan Up podcast and Criminology, and of course my team and Wise Traditions, Jason Horton from Ghost Town, the 365 Organized team, Delaney Fisher from Self-Helpless, Halatala from Young and Profiting, Brian Beatty, Tyler Allen, Shane Salk, Lee Balcom, Scott Carson, many, many others who are a part of our faculty that'll be sharing their best strategies and tactics for generating more downloads, more leads, and more revenues, and using strategies that, frankly, you just don't hear from other people because, again, our faculty just kind of flies underneath the radar doing what they do, and they're not out there, just trying to boast and brag about who they are. They're just quietly crushing it. And those are the people we love, the people that don't have, the huge ego, the people that just come from their heart, and they're people that genuinely want to help you to grow your business. Now, in addition to the monthly sessions, we're going to get together in person twice for 2 days in sunny San Diego. So we're going to have 2 in-person 2-day intensives that are going to be taking place here in San Diego. Okay. And so in addition, we're also going to have, and I think I skipped one here, our weekly hot seat and accountability sessions. So we've got our monthly trainings that we're going to be doing. Plus, every week you're going to have a hot seat and accountability session so that you can stay in touch with our team, so that we can help you, we can guide you. And you'll never be alone here, because in addition, we've got a private back channel community that you're going to be a part of. So monthly touch points, virtually, and when we get together in person for the intensives, weekly touch points so that you have that community by your side throughout the year, and daily touch points through the private back channel community. And this is a place where you have the opportunity to share your victories, to ask questions, to get guidance, to exchange podcast appearances, clubhouse stages, get support for what it is that you're doing, and secure ratings, reviews, downloads, etc. The idea here is to really put together a community that supports one another, and everyone gets lifted in the process. And so again, with the 1 Million Downloads Mastermind, it includes everything, including all of the bonuses that are included with Audio Domination, plus the monthly deep dive sessions that I lead and bring on faculty members every single month, the 2 in-person, 2-day intensive. You can't attend personally, in person, that's fine. Join us virtually. We'll be doing a hybrid model, of course, on that as well. The weekly sessions and the private back channel community, over $63,000 in real value. And we're going to give you a big bonus if you come into the 1 Million Downloads Mastermind as well. And that is, we're going to give to you our proven to convert, fully tested, vetted over the years, tweaked, and absolutely perfected $1,000 funnel. And we call it the $1,000 funnel because this is the automated system that we use to generate roughly $1,000 in revenue every time I appear on a podcast or a clubhouse stage. And again, we've got this dialed in. The tech is done. We are literally going to take our funnel and we're going to push it into your account. So all you have to do is just change a few words, change a few, the videos or the images, that sort of thing. But all the tech is done. We're just going to push that into your account. And it is a proven to convert funnel that you will receive when you join us in the 1 Million Downloads Mastermind. So all in, the $13,000 in value through Audio Domination, plus $10,000 in real value with the monthly sessions that we're going to be doing with myself and the faculty, the $20,000 value of the 2-day, 2 in-person intensives that we're doing, $15,000 value of the weekly hot seat and accountability sessions, and the $5,000 value of the private back channel community, plus the $5,000 value of the $1,000 funnel, over $68,000 in real value, and you can enroll for just $79.97. So just $79.97. And we try to make this as affordable as possible. And again, that includes everything from Audio Domination. So when you include that and then you include this, it's basically like $500 a month to have a team by your side for an entire year. You try hiring a coach. Like I said, I charge $5,000 an hour, $15,000 for a half day. This is $500 a month, really, when you come right down to it, between the investment Audio Domination and what we're including here in the Million Downloads Mastermind. So Deb, if you can pop that up here on the board, join1md.com, please. That would be awesome. Thank you for that. And what I will also tell you is that this is the only time that you will see us offer this mastermind for $79.97. The next time that we offer that, it will be significantly more, but because this is our first time putting this forward and offering the mastermind, we wanted to make it as attractive for you as possible to come in and to say yes. So go to join 1MD. So it's got to be an MD. Oh. Yep. Yep.
1MD.
Yeah.
Million downloads.
Join 1MD.com. Exactly.
It's morning brain.
It's morning brain. I know. Morning fog.
MD.
Join 1MD.com. And our team is standing by there as well. So if you have any questions at all, feel free to fire off the questions to the team there. And yes, we do have a payment plan. So thank you for the question. Yes, we do have a payment plan available for the mastermind as well. And if you have any other questions that are outside of the scope of the chat, you can just go to kelly@steveolsher.com. She'll be happy to answer any of those questions. So Audio Domination, joinadnow.com. And for the 1 million downloads mastermind, which includes everything in audio domination plus the year-long immersive with us, join 1md.com. And so ultimately, I will just leave you with this, and then I'm going to answer some questions. Then we've got some giveaways. Is that, like I said, I mean, this is just a dawn of a new day. And it's one of the reasons why we have invested so much time and energy into launching audio domination now, because we're right here. Again, when you think about hockey stick growth, we are right here. And the opportunity is fleeting. And what I know is that if you and when you move into this arena now, you're going to see dividends coming for years to come. I remember when I told my wife, I was like, there's this new thing. It's called Clubhouse. I think it has a lot of potential. You got to give me 6 months to really dig into this platform and really just get familiar with it and start, building a following and doing what I need to do here. And what I know will happen is that 6 months from now, and I told her this in December, 6 months from now, I'm going to be able to open up a room. I'm going to have hundreds, if not thousands, maybe even tens of thousands of people that come through that room. And I'm going to have people who will want to pay to sponsor those rooms to be able to reach the people that are coming into our rooms. And I told her, watch, what's going to happen is I'll have people paying us $2,500 to sponsor a room. I'll open a couple of rooms a week, $5,000 coming in. It's a $250,000 revenue stream. And all I'm doing is doing what I'm doing anyway, which is talking. If you guys don't notice, I do a lot of talking, right? So sure enough, this month, 2 months ahead of schedule, we now have people who are paying us $2,500 to sponsor one of our rooms, $7,500 to do a club takeover for a day, and $25,000 to do a club takeover for the week. I'm sharing this with you because this is what is possible, but it's only possible when you get into the game. Trust your instincts. And if you feel in your heart like, okay, this is something I need to pay attention to, and you kind of get that little pitter patter, make sure that you have someone who shows you what to do and has already found success on the platform. And what I will tell you is that whether it's with your podcast or with your business in general or with, social audio, if you're not getting the kind of results that you want, it's okay. And the fact is, if you could have gotten to where you wanted to go, you would have already gotten there, right? So at some point, it makes sense to invest in getting guidance. And what I will tell you is that I am a part of masterminds and have been a part of masterminds for the better part of the last 10 years. I consistently invest in products, programs, and services. I am probably 90% student and 10% teacher. And there just comes a time where you say, you know what? This is something that I need to learn how to do so that it can serve me for the life cycle of my business. And there's no shame in that. It's okay to say, I need help. I need guidance. I do it all the time. We want to be the team to be able to help you. And ultimately, what you're investing in, whether it's through audio domination or you come full board with us into the 1 million downloads mastermind, you're investing in a proven, vetted process. Because at the end of the day, trying to do things will cost you a fortune. We have made the mistakes. Ultimately, what you're investing in are the mistakes that we have made because we have learned what not to do. You get to cut right to the front of the line and we show you exactly what to do so you can avoid that trial and tribulation and you can avoid the brain damage that so many have to endure trying to go at this alone. Again, it's my team and I. And the faculty that we're bringing in the 1 million downloads mastermind that has experience. We understand what works and we're here to help you. And you're ultimately investing in speed, the speed to market, the speed to get it right, the speed to get to the ROI. And what I also know to be true is that those who are wealthy and do well invest their money to save time. And those who struggle financially consistently invest their time to save money. Don't make that mistake. Invest in yourself, invest in your business, invest in learning how to do this the right way with the right team by your side. And you'll be able to say no to shiny objects, right? That's what our team is there for, to direct you and let you know what it is that you should or should not be doing, and ultimately build that foundation that is scalable, repeatable, and profitable. That's what my team and I will help you to do. So again, if this feels like a right fit, if you're feeling, drawn to my words and you feel like you and I have a connection, awesome. And I would love to be able to work with you and help you. You can go to joinadnow.com. Again, just $19.97 for audio domination. And if you decide to come in, and when you decide to come into the 1 million downloads mastermind, again, just $79.97 for absolutely everything. And let's give something away. All right, so I want to give a few things away, and then I'm going to save the grand prize for the very, very, very end. So thank you for your patience. And I do see some questions, and I will get to your questions as well. And congratulations to Mike and to Brian and to Joanne, who have come in as well. Welcome. Awesome having you as a part of Audio Domination. Very cool. Thank you for that. Okay, so let's give away a podcast magazine feature. Let's give it away, okay? So early on, I shared a number with you in terms of the largest room that we've done so far, in terms of the total number of attendees that came through that room over that 2-hour period with Roger Love. What was that 4-digit number in terms of the total number of people who came through that room over that 2-hour period? Type it in the box. Type it in the box. There you go. Oh, wow. So Victoria, you are good. First one, you snooze, you lose, like Ann said, right? So Victoria, you are good. Awesome. Welcome, Victoria, to the fun here, and you will get that podcast magazine feature. Sweet. I do also want to welcome Trish and Stacy. Welcome to the Audio Domination Fun. Good having you as a part of what we're doing here. It looks like right now there are 26 people on the sales page that are in chat with the team. So if you're on the fence, I don't think we're like right there at the 24. I've kind of lost count, but I would say make that move, make it happen. Joinadnow.com so you get all of the bonuses. I'll let you know when the 24 are spoken for. But right now it looks like there are 26 people in chat right now with the team. So get off of the chat. Say yes, come on in, get all of the bonuses, including the podcast magazine feature that Victoria just won. So congrats on that, Victoria. Okay, let's give away an appearance on Reinvention Radio, which is my top-rated podcast. I would love to have you as a guest on Reinvention Radio, okay? Now, here's the question. This one's going to be a little harder. See if you guys are paying attention. How many Twitter followers did I have as of the screenshot that I took that showed where I am as of that screenshot? And I shared it with you about an hour ago. How many Twitter followers did I show you in that screenshot? First one to pop it in the box, you're going to win an appearance on Reinvention Radio, okay? Let's see. Let me see if I got it. Not 40K. That's a whole other discussion. Not 1478. Nope. Dahlia got it. 7356. Congratulations, Dahlia. Way to go. Sweet. 7356. That is the exact number. Awesome. What else we got, Deb? You got another piece of paper there you want to pop in there?
Kelly has a request.
Okay. Kelly request. Okay, so it looks like we are now good with the 24. So awesome and welcome. Kelly actually wants to open up 5 more. So what Kelly says, Kelly gets. When Kelly speaks, I listen. So we're going to open up 5 more. 5 more right now. So we just got our 24, but we're going to open up 5 more. So Kelly wants to do it for 5 more people for the podcast magazine feature. So again, joinadnow.com, joinadnow.com. Okay. Get off the chat if you're in the chat. Come on in and join us. We don't bite. We won't hurt you. We love you. We're here to support you and help you. 5 more. Okay, so 5 more. Yeah, okay, so 5 more for fast action takers. Get in on it right now. 5 more, okay? Thank you for that. And also welcome to Paul and Sharon. So welcome to Paul and welcome to Sharon. Good to have you as a part of the fun here. Okay, let's keep going. We'll do one more, which is our favorite blue microphone, and then I'll wait till the end for the grand prizes that we're going to be giving away here as well. All right, so let's give away our favorite blue microphone. Okay, so way back early on, I shared with you a screenshot of screen time that showed for that particular user the amount of time that user had spent on Clubhouse on that particular day. The exact number of hours and the exact number of minutes, what was the amount of screen time and the amount of usage of Clubhouse that person had on that particular day. And welcome Karen as well, and welcome to Steve. Hey, Steve, I joined. All right, sweet. Welcome to Steve. All right, and again, we opened up 5 more, so 5 more to be able to get all of the bonuses there as well. So Kelly was feeling generous and she gave us 5 more on that. Okay, awesome. Who got it? Who got it? Who got it? Who got it? Let me see. Pearlie, I'm going to answer your question about being afraid, not having your business on the board yet. This will absolutely help you. Hold tight. Let me answer that for you. Great question. Let me just give this away real quick, and then let me circle back. Who got it right? You got to get it exactly right, though. So you guys are close. Somebody's saying Jai at 10:54 a.m. said, I tried to go to joinadnow.com and could not get on. Not sure what's going on there. Maybe try a www before it.
I gave him the link.
Oh, you did it? Okay, good. Thanks, Kelly. Rob, you got it. 5 hours and 16 minutes. You were the first one with the fast fingers. Very cool. Congratulations to Rob. 5 hours and 16 minutes is the answer. So let me just answer that question. And actually, this kind of plays into what we were kind of going to go through here. And by the way, congratulations to all of the winners there. And let me just also say that, by the way, Kelly has never opened up more spots ever before at any point ever when we've done this. Whenever the bonuses end, and it's got a limited number, she cuts it off. So this is the first time that Kelly has opened this up to 5 more people. So you can thank Kelly for that. Yes, Deb, what were you going to say?
She likes everyone in chat this morning. She's in a
Got
good
it.
mood.
She's in a good mood and she's enjoying the chats that are going on, but she wants you to stop chatting and start getting in and joining us. So say yes, join 80now.com, and again, join 1md.com if you want the full shebang with the 1 million downloads, mastermind, plus everything in audio domination. Okay. And so I get it, right? So stepping into something new can be scary. I can tell you that when I first started looking at Clubhouse, I was like, what the heck is this? Like, I don't understand what's going on here. I mean, even Snapchat, I remember hearing about Snapchat years ago, and I went on there and I was like, what the hell is this? Like, I can't even figure this out. As a matter of fact, that's why I never did anything on Snapchat, because it was just, I got gray hair. I wasn't born with a phone. I remember, any of you guys remember buying your first phone? Were you this flip phone, right? I know, right? So I remember buying my first phone, going into the store and going, ooh, how cool is this thing? To me, technology has never been I just absolutely get it. Technology for me has always been okay, well, let me hire someone who understands this to do it. And that's what I've done. I went on to Snapchat. I was like, I don't even know what to do here. Went into Clubhouse and was like, okay, I'm scared. I'm nervous. I don't really know what to do here. But it was super easy and super intuitive. The user interface on it is so simple. You just literally push this and tap. They've made it so easy that even if you're afraid of technology, they've made it so easy for you to take advantage of what the opportunities are there. So I get it. I mean, stepping into something can be scary. And let me go back to the question here, right? I know you were saying, Pearlie, that you don't even have your business on the board yet. Well, the good news about that is we can help you get started the right way. To be honest with you, it's a lot harder for us, to try to take someone who has, all of these things and is like fully committed to doing something this way and isn't open up to new, isn't really open to new possibilities and just doesn't have that mindset of like, I want to learn and I want to try something new and I want to be, I want to take, like if you are a good student and you're willing to take direction, you're willing to let us show you what to do and how to do it, you're going to win with this and you're going to win with our team being by your side. So the fact is, even if you're at square one, you haven't made a lot of those mistakes and you don't have all of these things in place that you have to unravel. It's like, how you take out, you guys remember that you take out your AirPods, the ones with the cord, right? And you put it in your pocket and you try to take it out. And like you've got this whole big tangly mess of things. And it takes you like 10 minutes to try to get the thing out and straighten it. Like that's what a lot of people are dealing with when they have businesses that have been around for 10 or 15 or however many years. It's like that big tangled mess. And so trying to step into something like this can happen. But because you're at square one, you can be much more agile and jump in and get this going for you right here, right now, without all of those complicated funnels and without all the complications that you see plaguing, this world for so many years. That's why we're so fired up and so bullish about this. So this will help you really get dialed in, Pearly, in terms of what to do and how to do it and build a foundation that is scalable and sustainable. And so this will help you really figure out what is that conversation that you most want to be a part of? How do you position yourself so that you are seen as that subject matter expert that people naturally gravitate towards and want to work with? So yeah, perfect. And we can help you. And that's the thing, right? About new technologies and new opportunities. Yes, they can be scary, but it can also really be liberating, right? It can really set you free. And again, as I said, it just really harkens back to the days of old of just having these raw and real and authentic conversations. And that's it. That's all you need to do is show up in that raw, real, and authentic way. And the magic can truly happen for you. What we're teaching isn't, hey, go on to Clubhouse. What we're teaching is what happens when you do leverage the power of social audio and you come into this world. How do you take advantage of the opportunities that world presents for you? I'm hoping I opened your eyes to the fact that you need to be playing in that world. That you can do without me. You can go to your phone, you can download it, and bam, and you're done, right? The question is, now that I've opened your eyes, perhaps for some of you are already playing there, some of you are going, this is brand new. But now that your eyes are open to the possibilities here, what we're really teaching and what we're really offering is how do you take full advantage of that opportunity and incorporate this into your life and into your business to elevate your status, build your credibility and authority, and generate highly targeted leads and revenue, literally at the speed of your voice. How many of you guys would like to let me just ask you this, type the word impact and income. Type the words impact and income in the box for me if you would like to be able to generate income and impact at the speed of your voice. Okay, good. Thank you for still playing with me. I appreciate it. And so that's what we're talking about here. That's what the opportunity is, to be able to create income and impact literally at the speed of your voice. And so you have a choice, right? You can stay with the masses and what you do know, right? You can be one of many who is taking advantage and doing things that are available to you right now that so many other people are doing. You can do that. Stay with what you do know. Stay with what is tried and true and proven. Right? Just you can still try to be heard in that sea of, just people all doing the same thing, or you can follow more of your inspired path here, right? And really listen to your heart, and you can choose that fear of the unknown and stay stuck in that fear. Sure, you can do that. Or you can allow your intuition to really point the way. And so my goal and my hope here for you is that you choose to become this micro influencer, right? The dawn of the micro influencer, this new social audio economy that we are moving into. You can choose to be at the forefront of this shift. And when you choose to be at the forefront of this shift, you will generate visibility, leads, and revenue literally at will. You can choose when to do this, like a faucet. Like you turn it on, you need more leads and revenue, turn it on. You're good with what you have, turn it off, right? Get into the game now, and it'll pay dividends for years to come. Okay, welcome to Mark. Welcome to, hey, there's a Deb that joined us. Awesome. Welcome to Deb, and welcome to John. Okay, so, and it looks like there's still some people on the chat. Yeah, if you have any questions at all, again, join80now.com. Our team actually is there answering questions. Yes, if you need a payment plan, yes, there is a payment plan. So we're happy to work with you on that as well. If you're thinking, oh, okay, this is just a fad, Steve, like this is going to come, this is going to go, like this sort of thing, I don't think so. I believe quite strongly that this is here to stay, and this will change the complexity and just the face of traditional marketing and being able to reach people with your mission and message as we know it. You might say it's a waste of time. There are people spending hours on this thing. I'm going to get caught up in this, in this hole of I just can't get myself out of it. That's not true. Set boundaries. You can be on here as much or as little as you want. The good news is for you that there are other people, your ideal clients, your ideal prospects who are there, spending a lot of time there. You don't have to be. You can come on, again, with the faucet, turn it on, turn it off as you like. And ultimately, it's up to you how much time you want to invest on the platform. I spend about an hour a day or so on the platform, and it works really, really well. It's a one-hit wonder. It's going to go away. I'm a dinosaur. I don't know how to deal with all this technology. If you can text your son or your grandson, if you can accept a phone call, if you can even get onto Facebook, you can make this work for you, right? Android, I only have Android. I'm not on Apple. What do I do? Well, what I will tell you is that Android is coming, and it's coming sooner rather than later. As a matter of fact, our understanding is it'll be here in just a matter of weeks in terms of this being accessible to Android. What I would do if I were you and I wasn't on Apple, I would go out and I would pick up a very inexpensive iPad right now, and I would set up an account and I would get started. Because as soon as this opens up to Android, that's a great thing for anyone who's on the platform, because now more people will be on the platform, which means more attention, more people in your rooms, etc. That's a great thing. It also means that if you wait until this opens up to Android and you don't take advantage of the teachings and everything that we're offering to you here to do this the right way, you're going to be competing with millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of more people who come onto the platform as soon as it opens up. So get into it now. You're not a guru. Don't worry about it. You don't live in the United States. Don't worry about it. This is a global platform. You'll never make money. I've shown you countless examples of people who have made really good money right now with the number of people that are on Clubhouse. And if you're shy, this is an introvert's dream, because there's no hair, there's no makeup, there's no lights, camera, action. It's literally just like you're having a conversation with your mom or having a conversation with your friend, and you're just talking. And that's it. And so if you're shy, if you're an introvert, this is literally the platform that you have been waiting for. And you will get invited in, and ultimately, no marketing experience, don't know how to do promotion, all that fun stuff. You don't need to worry about that, because the platform is created to already drive traffic to your presence and to your rooms. So that's what Clubhouse is designed to do, is to bring people to you that are your most ideal prospects. So you don't have to worry about marketing. And no matter what niche you are in, there are people on the platform right now who would love to connect with you, love to learn from you, and ultimately love to invest with you. So again, if you feel drawn, you feel compelled, you feel inspired to work with my team and I, we would love to have that opportunity to work with you. And so join Audio Domination at joinadnow.com. And if you choose to go into the $1 million mastermind with us, we'd love to have you there as well and work with you over the course of a full year. And again, just $79.97 for that, which is the lowest that it will ever be. And you can get everything in Audio Domination plus the full year with us to help you really build your business and help you hone in on where your biggest opportunity is and bring that to fruition and learn from our faculty and be engaged in our world, meet all of us and develop real relationships with people who have all achieved that magical milestone. Go to join1md.com and be a part of what we are doing with the 1 Million Downloads Mastermind. All right, so still got a bunch of people hanging out in the chat. Thank you again, Kelly, for opening up those 5 more spots. Let's do this. I don't want to be remiss here. I want to make sure that I give everything away that I said I was going to give away. Okay, so let's give away a Clubhouse/Club Pod stage. Okay, what else we got? New notes. Hold on, new notes coming in hot. Welcome to Juliet. Welcome to Craig. Welcome to Kevin, and welcome to Victoria. Awesome having you here as a part of the Audio Domination, and it looks like a few of you as well in the 1 Million Downloads Mastermind. Fun. And by the way, in answer to the question, the 1 Million Downloads Mastermind is a small, intimate group. So this is not going to be like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. Just so you know, it is a small, intimate group that we are only opening to a very small number of people. So this is not like one of those things, and I was remiss in saying that earlier, but it's not gonna be like one of those groups with, just a massive amount of people in it, okay? Okay, so yes, so welcome to them, thank you for that. Okay, so the Clubhouse Club Pod stage, let's give that away first, and then we'll give away the grand prize, which is the full page ad in Podcast Magazine. Okay, so here's how we're gonna give away the Clubhouse Club Pod stage. Earlier in the presentation, I shared pictures with a couple of people that are kind of famous in the podcast world. Name at least one of those people that it was an actual picture of me standing side by side, not a podcast cover, not a podcast magazine cover, but one of the kind of famous people in the podcast landscape that I was standing side by side with. Name at least one of those people. First one to get it right. Come on now. Oh, there you are. I got to get to the bottom here. No, not Amy Porterhouse. No, not Natasha, not Brian Tracy, not Amy Porterfield. I'll give it to you, Rob Dave Ramsey. There you go. That is one of them, because the Amy Porterfield stuff, that was in Clubhouse, but I meant in terms of side by side, like in an actual picture. So Rob, you got it. Rob, 11:12 a.m. here in the chat. There you go, Kelly. Thank you for that. Rob, congratulations. And let's give away a full page ad in Podcast Magazine. Okay, last thing we're giving away, and then I'm going to answer some questions here. Full page ad in Podcast Magazine. Here's how we're going to do it. Okay, so who graced the cover of our inaugural issue of Podcast Magazine? You got to spell it right. Who graced the cover of our inaugural issue? I showed a picture of it way back when, of Podcast Magazine. Who was that? Who graced the cover of that?
Is it behind you?
Is it behind me? I don't know. I'm not going to say. Could it be? Maybe. Anybody? Hold on. Let me see if anybody's got it right. Let's see. Who graced the cover? Who got it? Rachel. First one, fast fingers. You got it. Rachel Laverne, congrats. Full page ad in Podcast Magazine. Congrats and welcome. Very cool. All right, good quality fun. Congrats to all the winners. Congrats to everybody who came into Audio Domination. Congrats to everybody that came into the 1 Million Downloads Mastermind. Let me do this, which is I'm going to stop this share over here. I'm going to escape that. No, we don't want to do that yet. Hold on. Don't do that yet. Cancel. Hold on. Let's get an escape there. Where is it? Hold on here. I'm trying to get it back. All right. Share the screen. No, we're good. Okay. All right. So we should be good. All right. Let me just change this view here. There I am. Oh, Lord, this hair. What are we going to do with this hair? Jesus. I don't even know what to do with his hair. Okay, so let me answer your question. So what questions do we have? Because I know there were some questions. So I want to make sure I leave ample time here for questions. So let me have you type them in the box again. So any questions that you have that I missed, because I know I missed questions. So if I missed any questions, type them in the box, and I will do my best to answer those for you. And yes, if there are other questions that you guys, or other comments that you guys have, my team have for me, or welcomes, let me know. Yes, Rachel Laverne, you win. Okay, so good. And yes, so orders are still coming through. It looks like we've got 2 left, maybe 1 left. I know Kelly opened up 5 more on that. So, and if you're in the chat, by the way, great. Happy to answer any questions that you have there. Again, if there's a question that you have that we can't answer or didn't answer, just go to kelly@steveolsher.com, and she'll be happy to answer some of those there. But again, welcome everybody who joined in Audio Domination and the 1 Million Downloads Mastermind. Okay, so you need an invite to get on a Clubhouse. So you do need an invite because it is still in beta and is an invitation only. You do, but my team absolutely can make sure that we get you in. So there's no problem at all in that. You come in Audio Domination, we will get you into Clubhouse. We got lots and lots of invitations to share with you. So that is not a problem. You're welcome. Thank you very much, Rob, for hanging out with us. We will see you soon. Okay, what else? So let me make sure I answer some questions here because I know you guys have questions. Okay, so fire them away. I'm here to help you and to serve you. So if you had questions that you popped in the box earlier and I missed it, will you please copy and paste those into the Q&A? Our seniors using this platform, a large part of my target market is seniors. Actually, yes, it's very interesting. So Clubhouse is interestingly enough not skewing young. It actually is skewing much older than a lot of people thought. And I think part of the reason why it's skewing older is because first of all, there's really intelligent conversations taking place on the platform. And no matter what it is that you want to talk about, I mean, whether it's NFTs or cryptocurrency or marketing or mental health, or, I mean, you name it, there are conversations going on every single moment of every single day that are really high level, high value conversations. And so it's really interesting to see how the demographic is skewing much older and much wealthier than a lot of people may have thought going in. And there's a lot of folks in Silicon Valley, and a lot of the technology people that are on there, and a lot of celebrities that are on there, and a lot of everyday people that are on there as well. Like my mom actually has a podcast called Women Over 70. And she's actually finding really good traction, just hanging out and talking to people and coming on to Clubhouse and finding guests for her shows and so on. So yes, there's a lot of seniors, and certainly, I mean, I've got AA-ARP, not 65, but I got my AA-ARP card at 51 now, and so I mean, it's really interesting to see how the demo is actually skewing much older than I think a lot of people thought. You do not need a podcast at all. You do not need a podcast. Let me make this very clear. You do not need a podcast to take advantage of what's going on in the world of social audio. Do the two go hand in hand nicely? Sure. But I will tell you, there are a lot of people who are doing nothing more than just having a social audio presence and just, saying goodbye to podcasting altogether. Or not even getting started with it because it's super easy. So yes, I will tell you that in my way of thinking, kind of like milk and cookies and peanut butter and jelly and so on. I mean, they go nicely hand in hand, but you don't need one in order to do, like, you can do this individually. They are mutually exclusive and they can be, but there is an intersection there, but you don't need both. Now, interestingly, we were one of the first people to record our podcast live on Clubhouse and then take that recording and release it as an episode of our podcast. So that's the other way to do it. So rather than doing both, we actually do it now at the same time. So we have our podcast recorded live on Clubhouse, bring people up, they have questions and like it's super cool and super fun. And then we take that recording and send it out as our podcast. So there's people doing that now. We were one of the first ones to do that. So that might be something for you to think about. So yes, Clubhouse rooms can be recorded. Absolutely. You just have to say they're being recorded, and you just do that in the title, and you do that in the description. We do that with Reinvention Radio every single time, for sure, when we're doing our shows live. So yes, 100%. People find out about Clubhouse right now, word of mouth. I mean, right now it's pure word of mouth, and they've grown over 12 million users in just the last, 100 days or so. And so word of mouth, and enough people are talking about it, and enough people are interested in it that the numbers continue to grow. And people invite other people onto the platform. So when you have an account, you get invitations, and you can then share those invitations with others that you want to come in and join you for the Clubhouse fun. So you're very welcome, Pradeep. Awesome. Happy to have you here. Can a person use a few slides or something similar on social audio on Clubhouse? No. Social audio is audio only. And again, I think that's a great thing. No chat, no slides, no likes, no dislikes, no trolling, none of that crap. And so it's just the sound of your voice. And that's what I was saying earlier in terms of, and many of you typed in impact and income in the box. That's what I was saying, right? This is a new opportunity to really create impact and income and reach those that you are most compelled to serve at the speed of your voice. As a reminder, joinadnow.com. That is the link to go to, joinadnow.com, to get in on Audio Domination and be a part of this first group, right? You guys are going to be the first ones to go through this training with me. And you are the only ones who are going to experience this live. So we are actually going to be working together. I will be answering your questions and guiding you through this. Anyone else who comes into Audio Domination after this will get all of the recordings of the training that we create. So that's pretty cool. So you'll have direct access to me throughout this entire process. No one else will. So that's one of the biggest reasons to get involved here, is much more access to me as we create this first iteration of the Audio Domination training. We're going to do it live and do it live together. Dosia, you're from the Ukraine, and you find it new and challenging. Well, everything that is new can be challenging, but this is a global platform, and this is an opportunity for you absolutely 100% unequivocally to be able to reach people across the globe with your mission and your message and share your expertise. So no matter where you are, there's an opportunity here for you to put this to work for you and your business. Ukraine doesn't matter where you are in the world right now. Any tips for meeting our target market on Clubhouse when you're live in a room? Well, your target market will be attracted to you based on, number one, the people that begin following you, the club that you create, and getting people to join that club. And of course, then being active and being participatory in other rooms and letting people know who you are and what your expertise is, and then they'll follow you around the platform. But ultimately, at the end of the day, people select interests in terms of what they are interested in. And when your room that you open is, tapped, kind of checks one of those boxes, those people who are interested in that particular subject will be notified, and then they'll have an opportunity to join you there in that room. How do you handle audiences with different languages? There are different language rooms going on every single moment of every single day. There are people from Germany and Japan and Italy. It doesn't matter what language you speak, there are those rooms going on every single moment of every single day. So if you speak 2 languages, which clearly you do, Martina, you have a huge advantage over everyone else, because now you can create one language and attract those people, and create rooms in English and attract those people. So you have a tremendous advantage over others. And yes, recording live on Clubhouse is what we do. And again, it kills 2 birds with 1 stone, and it's super, super easy. Okay, cool. So thank you to the team. Thank you for the notes. Thank you for everything. And again, welcome to everyone who joined us in Audio Domination, those who joined us in the 1 million downloads mastermind. We really appreciate it very much. Look forward to working with you. As of this moment, and if you're watching the replay, it looks like there are still 2 left. Kelly added 5 more, so it looks like there are still 2 left to get all of the bonuses. Otherwise, you'll get the 2 bonuses. You'll just miss out on that first one that Kelly added a few more for. So again, join adnow.com for audio domination. Join 1md.com for the 1 million downloads mastermind. I'm going to leave it at that. I appreciate you guys, love you guys, and welcome to all of those who are joining us for Audio Domination or the $1 Million Mastermind. And thank you to all of those who are here, stuck with me all the way to the end. Even if you didn't join us, I hope you found this to be incredibly helpful. And we're here for you and would love to be able to work with you. And if not, we'll see you on Clubhouse. And I look forward to hearing from you really, really, really soon. All right, my friends, remember, you can create income and impact at the speed of your voice. Go out, go do it. I'm Steve Olsher. Talk to you really soon. Take care, everybody.